A Navy IT manager by the name of Marquis Hooper has just been given access to an account that contains the personal information of millions of individuals, overlooking the beautiful landscape and colorful skyline of
Yokosuka, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan.
Hooper places a phone call to his wife, Natasha Chalk.
Hello?
You know what identity theft is, but are you up to speed on synthetic identity theft?
Your social security number, your full name, your address. This is information that you obviously want to keep safe. It's also the information that bad actors want to take from you. This is what we refer to when we say PII, or personally identifiable information.
This yellow dot is you. Unsuspecting of the red little fella about to steal your information. These blue little guys are buyers. Looking to purchase your information from the thief at a common middle point, an online market that trades in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. If one of these buyers compiled enough of your information, they could pretend to be you. This leaves you vulnerable to loans being taken out in your name, your credit score being ruined, money being stolen from you, and much more.
And just like that, you've become a victim of synthetic identity theft. Now, in 2021 alone, over 23 million identities and $52 billion were stolen, all due to identity theft. Identity theft is a problem, and it's people like Natasha Chalk and Marquis Hooper that make it happen. Hooper's used a form of social engineering to persuade a company to give him access to an account. This company is responsible for keeping the PII of millions of Americans safe. All he had to do was know what to say and when to say it. He was able to open this account under the pretense that he'd be using it to run military background checks. Now, we're not sure what company he used, as it wasn't named in the indictment, but what we do know is the information he was able to see. Hooper had access to social security numbers, personal cell phones, landlines, past or present addresses, even had relatives' names, neighbors' names, friends' names. You get the idea. With the help of his wife and two unnamed associates, Hooper would obtain and distribute this information on the dark web, or through a Tor browser. And this Tor browser is the same place where he would communicate with his clients being the buyers of that personal information. Now, obviously, this personal information can be used in a wide variety of ways. There was one instance that was mentioned specifically in Hooper's trial. After only 2 months of running this account, a man in Gilbert, Arizona would attempt to withdraw money from a bank account using a fake license. This bank account was owned by a victim of synthetic identity theft. Synthetic identity theft that had been perpetrated by none other than Natasha Chalk and Marquis Hooper. Now, luckily, the bank teller felt like something was off and immediately reported fraudulent activity. Subsequently, 2 months later, Marquis Hooper's account would be terminated. Only 3 months later, a petty officer aboard the USS George Washington, docked in Newport News, Virginia, would receive a phone call. Hey, it's Hooper. Yeah, I need you to do something for me. Prior to his account being shut down, Hooper made approximately $160,000, or about 40 Bitcoin at the time, and he certainly wasn't ready to stop there. Hooper contacted his petty officer friend, only referred to as KD in court documents, and explained, I'll pay you $2,500 a month if you can get access to an account with and let me use it.
How would I do that?
It's easy. Do what I did and tell him you need access to run background checks on our guys. After that, I'll take care of everything else. What do you think? Now, you may be asking yourself the same question that I was when I was reading about this case. How could KD and Hooper possibly get away with opening a second fraudulent account? Well, they tried to go about it the same way that Hooper did, convincing this company that they needed this account for background checks on military personnel, which obviously we know that that's not true, and it seems that at the time somebody at the company also believed this to not be true. Now, on the second go around, the company didn't immediately approve the account creation request, and instead ask them for some more information, some signatures from a commanding officer, something to prove that they were who they claimed that they were. Now, this is where it gets crazier than you might think. Katie and Hooper compiled a file of documents, including a contract and a letter signed by a Navy supply officer whose license was also attached. Now, you may be asking yourself, what's so crazy about that? Contract, letter, driver's license, that's all regular company stuff, right? Wrong. It was all fake.
It's fake.
Break up with
Fake.
tattoos fake, Donaghy. Fake.
Fake.
It was all fake. The license was a fake license. The contract was a false contract. The letter was forged, as well as the signature. Hooper and Katie had used information that Hooper had previously stolen to create a fake identity. This fake identity was supposedly that of the Navy officer that had signed off on their new account creation. This is another example of synthetic identity theft in action, except this time being performed by the guy who stole the information instead of the guy who bought it. All of these documents are submitted, and Hooper and Katie prepare to make more money than they know what to do with. The account creation is promptly declined.
Almost 1/3 of Americans have been a victim of identity theft. 87% of people leave personal information exposed online. Out of the total 5.7 million cases reported to the FTC in 2023, 1.4 million or 25% of them were specifically related to identity theft. It is currently believed that every 22 seconds a new victim of identity theft emerges. But what can you do to keep your information safe? You can use unique and difficult to crack passwords on any online accounts. Limit the amount of information that you share, both in your day-to-day life and also online. Safely store any personal information in the form of paperwork in a secure safe. Don't forget to shred any unneeded documents. Be sure to ask yourself, is this information I want a stranger to know, when deciding what information to share in personal and professional life.
On March 6 of 2023, Marquis Assad Hooper would plead guilty to counts 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, count 5, wire fraud, and count 15, aggravated identity theft, and aiding and abetting. Natasha Chalk, however, pled guilty only to count 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, in November of 2023. Hooper would go on to be sentenced to 65 months, or 5 years and 4 months, in federal prison, with 2 years supervised release or probation after his termination of imprisonment. Natasha Chalk would get 36 months probation, or 3 years. She would not serve any prison time. However, her financial records and technology access would be heavily monitored during her probation. KD would remain anonymous. He would somehow escape judgment, and according to current information, would continue to live his life as a free man. So what do you think? Did Natasha, Hooper, and Katie get the punishment that they deserved? I don't know. Kind of up to interpretation, but leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel. Drop a like and a subscribe for content similar to this, and I'll see you next time. Peace.